Hey, so I finally made it. I didn't make it to my destination, but I'm an hour away from my destination. So I'm happy I finally did it. I think I drove, this was a long day. It was a really long day. I drove about 10 hours. Or was it? Yeah, because I only got 1 hour left to my destination. No, wait a minute. I drove 9.5 hours. I got an hour. Yeah, I like my Christmas lights, my fairy lights. That put me in a good mood. I didn't hook up my truck yet, so I don't want y'all to see the mess. But I did find some time last night to put my dream catchers up. Because I'd be getting these wild ass dreams. And I was able to put this little storage thing. I taped it down. So I got all my little shit in here. I gotta buy, well, if I can make it home, I'm gonna get all my little containers that I had on the truck last time. Those are a lifesaver. It keeps the stuff from falling when you're driving and all kind of shit. I found this at Walmart. I'm gonna fill it up. Hold on, let me move this out the way. Okay. This is 2.5 gallons. So, excuse me. When I get a chance, I'm gonna put this on top of the fridge. This is the fridge setup right here. I'll move that can out the way, but I'm gonna tape this down. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't tape it down because, oh yeah, I can tape it down. Okay, well, yeah. I like this top. You can add the water from here, and then you could spout it out there. But yeah, so this was a really tight load. What fucked me up, excuse my language, what messed me up was that ice storm last night didn't allow me to drive. I was going to drive 300 hours last night to get some of the miles. I said 300 hours. I meant 300 miles. I was going to drive 300 miles yesterday, but when that stormy ice started coming, it was blistering cold last night. And I had to fuel up, and my gloves kept falling off. It was terrible. So I only drove 180 miles last night, which really put me in a tight spot tonight. But as I left, I don't even know what area that was called, somewhere in Indiana, I think it was, heading into Ohio. But as I left there, the snow stopped and the sun started coming out. So that made the ride a whole lot more pleasant. This is actually not a bad route because I didn't see, like, the trucks were a lot, but it wasn't like a lot. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't like Atlanta. So I got to get up at 6 in the morning. No, I'm going to get up at 5 in the morning. I'm going to head out. I'm an hour away. So it's an hour away. Yeah, so I'm going to head out at 6 to get there at 7 for my 8 o'clock appointment because I don't know what the setup is going to be like. So I like to get there a little early, maybe about 7:15. That way, in case it's some tight-ass dock, I don't have to be considered late because it's a broker load. Broker loads, they got more rules. Matter of fact, I'm going to call them. I'm going to call them right now and see if they open and then ask them what's the setup. Maybe somebody will pick up and help me out. I started to drive all the way over there to see if they had sleeping on the premises, but I was like, if they don't, that's going to mess up my hours, and then I might have to use PC, and they're going to be like, this new girl using PC already? She don't know how to trip plan her hours? So I was like, I don't want to hear nobody's mouth, so I found me a rest area. But this message is for anybody that is going through something in their relationship, or you seeing somebody, whether it's a guy or girl, and they're giving you mixed signals, or they don't really open up, or they don't tell you where you stand. Well, I guess that would be considered mixed signals, but mixed signals be like, one day they call you and they hot and heavy, and then the next day you don't hear from them, but they don't give you like a reason, so you don't know where you stand. So this is my advice, because now that I'm getting older, I don't I don't really want to like deal with nobody where I gotta like have like trust issues with them. So this is my advice to women and men, but mostly I think women suffer from this, where it's called like fantasy thinking. But if you meet somebody and you're not sure about them, and then or you're not sure where you stand, and then like you might bring it up and they're still giving you like answers that are not, they're not playing games. I'm not saying that they're playing games, because you kind of know when a person's playing games, but they just not sure of you. They just like got to get to know you better. Don't put all your eggs in their basket. I notice that people do that a lot. They'll focus all their time and energy on one person, and then if that one person decides a couple months or 6 months or a year from that time that they're not interested in you, you just wasted a whole year of your life. Do not get caught into somebody's possession or into someone's web unless they're making you the one or the main person, if that makes sense. If they're not saying, hey, I see me and you going somewhere, and even if they're saying that, their actions need to match. Because people be having a whole lot of good, juicy things to say, but then when it don't match, it makes you feel like sad and disappointed. I'm not going down that route tomorrow dealing with people, anybody. If me and you ain't connecting, I'm not going to be sitting around waiting for the phone to ring. I'm not saying like go out here and just get confused with a bunch of people, but keep yourself open so that when you meet somebody else that could be your potential soulmate, you're not wrapped in feelings for somebody that don't even really vibe with you like that. That's the mistake that we make in dating, is that we be thinking because there's strong feelings that that's your person. No, that doesn't determine your person. What determines your person is the longevity and the companionship and the compatibility. It has to be compatibility. That's what it all boils down to. Because you might date somebody that's, in the same field as you, like job wise, or got the same amount of money wise, like y'all got the, similar, but then y'all don't get along. Y'all don't see each other's vision. Y'all don't really even like each other. You know what I'm saying? The conversation is not warm. You're supposed to be with somebody and you feel warm. It's supposed to be like comfort. Because even if a person looks good, if it's that odd thing gnawing at you, like, this person makes me uncomfortable. If it's like always that gnawing voice in the back of your head telling you a whole bunch of stuff that's making you uncomfortable with this person, that is usually a sign that's not your person. So I just wanted to, in case anybody out there struggling, trying to figure out if they should be with this person that they're talking to or dating, if it's been at least 3 to 6 months and you still asking yourself these deep, dark questions, it's time to date other people. And then when you start dating other people, keep it light, keep it friendship. Y'all be running in and having sex with people, and then you get these soul ties, and then you can't break the soul ties when you see the red flags. We got to stop making mistakes over and over and over as adults. If you can't control your hormones, you probably don't need to date right now. And when I say date, maybe I should rephrase that. If you're not dating with a purpose, then go ahead and sleep with whoever you want. Catch your little diseases and keep it with the people that want it. But if you're a person that's sane, you love love, you love companionship, you love unity, then treat your body as a treasure, Now I understand you get with somebody and those feelings come and it's like hot and heavy, right? That'd be the time that you should back off the person. So try to be intentional about how you date. Don't go to that person's house if you know, okay, I can't control my hormones. It's like we're not children anymore. We're not in high school where, you get caught behind the bleachers kissing each other. It's time to stop getting caught with your drawers off. That's where we're making these mistakes. You got to start planning your life. The same way you plan how you're going to work, how you're going to feed your kids, you should be planning how you're going to love your forever person. If you ain't on that type of time, you are not ready to date. So when you get in these weird situationships, you put yourself there because you're not doing proper decision making. Now, you're going to have some people that are deceptive and they be really good at it, right? So you might do all the right things and then that person just gets you caught up. That's not on you. Eventually, they karma do come when they're constantly doing like deceitful shit. I'm not talking about those type of situations. I'm talking about you have some accountability in how you're picking people, and then you're turning around and making horrible decisions with your body, and then you're jumping into stuff with all these fantasy thinking because you are not, well, that's another thing, but like your ego is not all put together. So it makes you feel like very impulsive when you meet a person. If you find a guy, you meet him, he's calling you on the first date, the first, second date, chances are he probably wants to have sex. He can't control himself. If you find that you're around a man and he's just very impulsive, get rid of him quick. He probably got an STD. And he's probably out here slinging ding-a-ling with a bunch of nasty hoes. He's probably in the strip club picking up women. You know what I'm saying? You don't need that in your life. You don't want headaches. I'm just like at that point where I just really am happy I finally found peace, but I don't want to be alone. It doesn't mean that you have to be alone. That's the misconception that a lot of people say. Why am I dealing with people? And like, everybody in the world is not evil. There's going to be somebody that kind of resonates with what you got going on or what you're talking about, right? But when I hear some of these stories, when girls come on their videos and they start talking about ex-boyfriends or ex-girlfriends or whatever, I'm hearing that they're not taking accountability for the stupidity that they did as well, getting involved with people that's showing you the signs that they're not your person. So it doesn't make sense to expect a good outcome from a bad foundation. It doesn't make sense. If you want a good outcome, you have to put in good roots. You have to start off with good, fresh soil. Then you can sit back and say, okay, let me look at the fruits of my labor. I put in the time and energy to have good conversation with this person. I know I've met nothing. A lot of people don't want to meet people's families and people's friends. If you're not hanging out with their friends and family, how do you really know all about them? You wait until y'all have a baby together or y'all got the ring on the finger, and then you want to start hanging out with the family members, and then come to find out, you find out their dedication and loyalty is to their family and not you. If they're not willing to cut off toxic family members, you don't need that in your life. You don't need more drama if you already just cut off a bunch of people, or if you're dealing with a bunch of toxic people. You don't need someone that's new in your life that you care about that doesn't have that awareness. If they're not at that level of awareness where they don't understand that there's people that vibe off a low frequency and they're still at that, but that's my mama, but that's my sister. How you gonna tell me not to bring my sister over? And then the sister is a damn toxic, you know what I'm saying? She's toxic and she's trying to ruin the relationship. And then that person that you're with doesn't want to, they're like in denial. That's not gonna work, baby. It's not gonna work. The people you get with, if you're at that level where you are at peace and you've cut off a lot of toxic people and soul ties, you need to only be attracting that at this point. No more pity relationships, no more pity sex, no more one night stands. You have to get to the point where you're living mature. If you say that's the type of life you want. So if you're in confusion right now by anybody you're dealing with, chances are that means you need to cut them off. I'm not saying it like that black and white, so don't think that's what I'm saying. But more than likely, that's the message that I was resonating with, is that a lot of people are sitting in unsurety. Unsurety is also toxic to your soul. You need to have purpose. You need to have a vision. You need to be sticking to your vision and your purpose. And if any of those things that are around you does not fit what you put on that blueprint, it is an indicator that that will be the thing that will destroy your vision and your purpose. So if that is not aligning with what you already resonated, if that's not part of your dreams, if that's not part of your goals and desires, that thing needs to be gone out your life. I'm sorry to say it like that, but that is the real. That is how you find inner joy, happiness, and peace. You don't have to start feeling like swayed into making friendships with a person you don't even like. Half y'all have friends you don't even like. It shows a lot about you, that you're willing to like put your own needs aside to fulfill other people's needs. Because half the friends you have probably don't even look out for you, probably don't even like you, probably talk shit about you. You're like, oh yeah, well, I've known this person since high school, and they probably didn't like you since high school. I'm just saying. This is the real that some people just have to start accepting. You got to start sending some, you know how they say terminate when you go to a job and they want to get rid of you? You have to get a termination letter to make it official. You got to start sending out some termination letters to some of these people in your life. They don't mean you no well. And I don't mean like being like toxic about it, like, you know, cursing people out. But you got to get to that point where it's time to make a decision. A lot of y'all don't want to make decisions. And this is not people that's watching me. This is just a general statement. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't like to make decisions because it's too, you know how you rip the Band-Aid off and you're like, oh, that stung. Oh, man, they're going to feel so bad. They're going to hate me. Let them. Eventually, they'll get over it. And if they never get over it, you'll get over it. Because you made the decision and you're going to stick to that decision. Let 2025 be the year where you actually stick to what you believe in. Stick to your truth and don't let nobody sway you to do shit that you don't want to do. So that's all I have for tonight. I'm about to make, I've been craving wontons. Hold on, let me see if I can show y'all. So I was making these egg roll wraps at my house, but I'm thinking it's the same type of this is the wonton wraps. I'm thinking it's the same type of what do you call that? Ingredients. I'm gonna read it when I get off of here. But all you gotta do is pour a couple of seasoned shrimp in there, close it up, and drop it in the oil. And that shit, and with some duck sauce, because I got duck sauce. No, that's not duck sauce. Oh, did I buy duck sauce? Well, anyways, this is good enough. I got sweet and sour sauce, so I'm gonna put this with that and some rice. That's my dinner for tonight. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Sorry I haven't been reading. I read the comments, but I haven't had a time to even really touch my phone, because once I get off this wheel, I just want to go to sleep. But I have to stay up and, you know, do the stuff around my truck. So talk to you guys later. Love y'all much. Oh, somebody asked me, what part am I in? I'm heading to PA, but I don't know where that snow was. I think it was in Indiana this morning or something like that. I rode out about, I would say almost the whole half of the way, about 4 hours straight. I kept seeing mad trucks rolled over. Swift was the worst. I don't mean to say it with such enthusiasm. That wasn't nice. Swift was really bad. Their whole jackknife, and then the whole half of the truck was split. So I'm like, wow, I hope that person actually, you know, was alive. But all of them were in the grass on the side, on the left side. And then some was on the other side, the one going that way. So I'm like, dang, I know the ice was bad last night, but I couldn't tell if it had happened in the morning or last night or when. But it was about, to count it all up, if I can count how many trucks I've seen today, it was about 8 to 9 rolled over trucks. That's a lot of trucks. That shows there's a lot of careless truck drivers on this road. And I'm not gonna, it's crazy, because a lot of times it's speed. It's speed and not checking your tires and your brakes. But yeah, that's what I saw this morning. But anyways, talk to you guys later. If you're new to my channel, like and subscribe. That helps my algorithm stay into the YouTube, because I don't really post at set times, and YouTube just be putting my stuff when they feel like it. But I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night.